Okay, so I think I have a config file that we could use. Um, let's quickly check. So that's test chain. Yeah. So I would have a file. Now he's not online. So what I did is I have a different project, and they are just going to the local test config and just added the two generation key thingies, and then run the commands to have that rebuild my chain and then run the test chain command. And so I would have the keys available now for us to use. Yeah, for both and grandpa. So let's wait until he's back. Is there a way to share a file in Zoom? No.
No, I don't think so.
Yoshi, welcome back.
Oh, yeah, made it back. Okay, and the mouse is working properly now.
I have a gift for you.
Yeah, holy moly. Any luck with figuring out those addresses?
Look in the chat.
Okay. In the chat. So, okay, cool. So how did you end up getting those?
I was just sharing that before. Let me quickly do that again. So what I did. All right, there we are. So what I did is I had this other node template that was almost run.
Yeah.
And do the development configs thing. Nope, wrong one. Test alternative. The local config. There we go. There you go. Local testnet, and just have the two seats from here.
Yeah, great.
And had that rebuild, as you can see down here, and just create a new test JSON file. Now this contains obviously my my blob, my runtime, right. So that's not useful, but it gives us the authority keys here and the grandpa keys here.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so if you've coded those into the chain spec RS, we don't even really need to use the JSON at all, right? If you just started 4 nodes, like oh, but this thing isn't built yet, is the oh.
Well, I mean, it is the Husky project. It's a different project, and it's not fully built for release yet. No, I mean I can run it locally, but that doesn't help you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just okay. Yeah, so I can either copy that text that you sent me into the chain spec, or we could just have you run that node and do the same experiment.
Oh yeah, sure. I can also do that. Well, you can't only see this one, right? So let me. All right, there we go. Try this up. Yep. Okay. Husky. Yep. So if I use that with chain local Alice, see that they actually pick up.
Is -D the data directory?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Oh yeah, and so you'll have to do like
Wow.
dash port and.
Wait, I had a local one. Second. So I need to give Alice something else. Okay, now we have peers. Okay. Charlie, that's correct. Okay.
So Ben, you're doing something that I didn't know you could do. You're starting these all with on the same localhost without an explicit port. And is Substrate just like choosing a new port on its own or something?
Yeah, so you see here initializing blah 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 blah. First epoch will go here. Can't listen on 3333.
Mm-hmm.
Blah blah blah. Whatever. Doesn't really care. Try and run import. So I think it's just not listening outside, but listening on local host as well. I'm not exactly sure how it does it, but it finds they find other peers, and they're able to sync. I think they both only find Alice anyways.
Oh yeah, interesting. It
So
seems
it's not listening, but it still can connect, right?
Okay, yeah. Oh, and that makes sense why they can't peer with each other, I guess, if they can't listen.
Yeah. So if we kill Alice, the entire network is going to be done. So we cannot.
Yeah, so we'll do her last.
Yeah. So chain local. No, I didn't give it any telemetry info, so I'm not sure if telemetry would show us.
Oh yeah, it probably won't.
What's that, telemetry Polkadot JS?
Yeah, maybe.
Why is it not in my history? What else?
Yeah, telemetry.polkadot.io. Yeah, you got it.
So I'm not sure which one.
I think it's probably not going to even show up there. Like you have to do dash telemetry URL or something.
It might be disabled for local testnets. Anyhow, so we have those. We have the Polkadot app running. That I'm not sure that we're locally here. Yep, 29, 30.
Awesome.
So we have it running.
And sometimes you should be able to see finality, right? I thought that was going to tell us like the last finalized. Oh, it's in the top right. Yeah. I see. 32 blocks and 32 finalized. Nice.
Okay. So killing date. Still have the other three. We're still producing blocks.
And still finalizing blocks.
Where do you see that? I don't see that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. The chat window was above it. Oh, yeah. Now we still finalizing. Okay. Now let's take one more. So now we only have 2 out of 4. And I suppose we should not be able to finalize anymore. 38.
Cool. So I'm curious too, also, like if we just restart Charlie real quick, are we all of a sudden going to catch up and finalize all those blocks?
I want to point out a different thing that you might have not noticed. I'm going to do that in a second. But the latest block time now also varies, right? So usually we have the target of 6 seconds, but we have more slots open. So now you see it go to 6, but then between that we go like to 12 or something.
Yeah.
Not anymore for some reason. Did it notice they're offline? Yes, it might have.
Interesting. So is it using Babe or Aura for block production?
Starting Babe or 13. It's Babe. And now we are finalized at 46.
Cool.
Immediately catching up. So if we kill this, wait a little bit, and then open Dave. And now we are like at 12 seconds, 13, 14.
Oh.
Because that was Charlie's slot. He was supposed to do this.
But with Babe, the slots are assigned pseudo-randomly, right? So I think
but on the number of validators, right?
Yeah, so my understanding was with Babe, during every slot, if you're an authority, you use a pseudo-random number, or you generate a pseudo-random number using the verifiable random function. And then if that number is lower than some threshold that's proportional to your weight, then you can create a block there. So like it's possible that multiple people could be able to create a block in the same slot and then we get a fork, or it's also possible that like no one's random number was low enough so there just is no block in that slot. Although I think there's a fallback for that scenario.
Right, but the weight is currently distributed equally, meaning that if nodes are down,
Yeah.
the likelihood of somebody reaching that weight is less.
Yeah. Yep. Agree.
And this is why we had a timeout in between of 20 seconds now. If you saw that.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Now we are 10, 11, 12.
So how many nodes are running now? Just 2?
3.
3 nodes are running. Okay.
Oh wait, no, I'm not sure. No, 2. Only Alice and Bob.
Okay.
And now I wanted to bring up Dave again. And we should see that finalization might get up quick. So waking up. Best 54, 52, 54, perfect. 55.
Yeah. So if we keep killing them, if we go down to just Alice, do we still get blocks?
Probably. Although I'm not sure that in local testnet, if we don't have peers, I don't think we're producing. Yeah, we're not producing.
That's what I was wondering.
Like if we don't have peers, it doesn't make sense to produce. This is something that is generally disabled unless we're on the dev chain.
That's what I thought. And when you're in dev, you're like force authoring or something, right?
Because we had this stupid issue where then you would have like 2 nodes and they would continue to author and obviously fork off for forever because they didn't have any peers to sync with. And if you do that with like a 4-second or 6-second timeout, it takes it's a lot to then disagree on in terms of this or away. So we're not producing unless we are in dev if we don't have any peers.
Right. Okay. So that always happens. That isn't some particular threshold, like some percentage of the validators. That's always like if you're down to a single validator with no peers, authoring stops.
Yeah.
Whereas the grandpa thing was a threshold. That was 2/3.
Yeah.
So like if we had a huge authority set, we'd have to kill a bunch of them. In fact, more than 1/3 before the finality stopped.
That's correct. And now you see, like now we're starting to produce again.
Yeah.
Because I restarted Dave.
This would actually be like almost an even more interesting demo to do with Aura, where you're really just taking turns in order producing blocks, because then we could see like, okay, we killed Dave, so every 4th slot gets skipped because Dave wasn't here to author anything.
Yeah, though it should relatively quickly notice that because of the I'm online issues, which is less predictable with Babe, right? Like you don't know if somebody was supposed to do something. But in Aura, you know, if somebody missed their slot for 3 or 4 times, I don't know what the threshold currently is, they get kicked out of the validators.
Oh, I did not realize that. So it automatically updates so where does that code live that updates the validator set?
So I think what Aura is doing is not using the validator set, but the online, verifiable online part of the validator set.
Oh,
So it is in the I'm online module.
yeah. So is that in the node template?
No, that's just it's the SRML.
Well,
In the
yeah,
SRML,
right. But I mean, like,
I'm
does the
online
node
module.
template? Oh, sorry. What?
In the SRML, there's an im-online module.
Yeah, I know that module. I mean, like, is that module installed in the node template runtime?
Yeah, I think if you use Aura, you need the I'm online module as well. Like it's a hard condition. And I'm not super 100% sure, but
Yeah.
I think so. So the thing I want to do now is kill Alice. Like let's say Charlie and Dave. And Dave should be able to connect to Charlie now. Now we should be in the Charlie chain. Yeah. And we've produced a bunch of blocks, but we were always under the threshold of 2/3 because we only had 2 validators running. So the last finalized is actually 57. And if we now start Bob again, which has been out for a while, should synchronize a bunch of blocks. There we go, imported 79. And we finalized 79. Yay!
Great.
Let's run it through 100 and see if the epoch change works. I had it fail a few times.
Yeah, that was an issue in Substrate repo for a while.
I'm not even sure if I'm on a change that where that was fixed or not with this repo. I'm not running Alice yet. There we go. Let's start Alice. So block time is better again. Yeah, there we go. Was it a vacuum cleaner or is that your computer?
Oh, wow. Can you hear my fan?
Yeah. It was
That
loud.
is, man, no vacuum cleaner.
Sounded like a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to do on the chain now?
Well, I was just looking at the, I was just getting to dig into the runtime code to see if I'm online is in there. I haven't really encountered, I mean, I know it exists, but I haven't really used that module much. Yeah. But it looks like it's not in the node template runtime, so I'm curious how that would work.
But the node template runtime is currently on Babe, not on Aura, is it?
That's right. Yeah, it's using Babe. That's right. So, oh, okay. So you're saying I'm online is like specifically an Aura thing? Because isn't that
you can't so like the way you can like the way it works right now is there's an offline off-chain worker that every n blocks or whatever it's configured then submits an unsigned transaction for all the authorities that it's running on, and therefore you have a trackable point that is like, oh, at this point they were online, halfway reliable because you could move that transaction to the network and you're actually not online anymore the second it is put into the block, right? But whatever. So you could use that for Babe as well.
Yeah, I see in the full node it's installed where they're also using Babe.
But I think that we use it for Grandpa. Like Grandpa, it's also useful information because when they are offline for too long, you want to scale down the validator set and you want to slash them. So it's mostly a slashing mechanism by default. You should check out Aura and if it has a direct binding to the I'm online module.
Yeah, okay. So in SRML Aura source lib, its trait, no, it only has a direct binding to timestamp trait.
Check out what I'm online actually does. Oh, it does it only on session ends. Look at my screen share.
Yeah, yeah, right. So, okay, on before session ending. So then what does it do here?
So it goes to the validators in the current session. It goes through them and looks if it found heartbeats within the session. If not,
it just puts them on the unresponsive list. Okay.
And then, yeah, it triggers an offense. There you go, report offense.
And then where's that actually go? So can you actually help me read line 483? T report unresponsiveness, report offense. Like where is that function defined?
Well, T is our trait here, so responsive thing is up here. Yeah, right. It's our definition here, which must be of the type report offense.
Okay.
Which I suppose is something, yeah, that comes from the staking primitives.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. So like in the configuration trait for this I'm online module, wherever in our like runtime librs, we can see what they plugged in to report offense, and you're saying it's going to be like grandpa or something.
Yeah, let's take a look. So we have support subkey, nope. Note. Runtime. So there we go. There we have the definition, and we have offenses.
Offenses. Oh, that's another module.
Yep.
Oh.
Another module.
Yeah, and I saw when we were implementing the offenses trait, it was wired together with staking, so maybe they're going to get slashed.
They will get slashed, yeah.
Yeah, but none of that actually changes the validator set, though, I guess. Oh, unless staking does that.
Let's see. Offenses is over here. See what that does. That has reports. There we go, report offenders. And there we have a validator set. Notion. And then we have another on offense handler. Where does that come from? That must be found in the lib again. It's annoying that it's all generic. That makes it sometimes hard to follow these connections.
Yeah, it's funny. It just makes it. It's like adds a lot of functionality and possibilities, I guess. But it's like a little harder to follow.
Yeah. So the offenses handler then goes to staking. Which is also the on session ending handler. we go. Which implements the on offense handler. There we go.
On offense. Okay.
Yeah, and that has a session interface to disable validators.
Session interface, disable validators. Got it. So, oh, till the end of this session, and then force new era to select a new validator set. Okay. So like when I get reported for doing whatever offensive thing, whether it's being offline or equivocating or double signing or something like that, it's going to come to here and I'm going to get disabled for the rest of this session. And when this session ends, regardless of whether we were going to have a new era or not, we're now going to have a new era. And then what stops me from being in the next set in the new era?
I think right now it's just lack of stake, right?
You get slashed before, right? Yeah, you're losing some of your staked balance, so you need to restake first.
Yeah, okay. Oh, nothing stops me if I can afford to restake.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to continue to not be a good validator, I'm just going to continue to pay the price.
Correct.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.
Which you can do. If you want to throw
right.
more money, that's a way to do it.
Yeah, please fund our chain.
But not by being an unavailable validator. That's a bad.
It depends how many validators you have, right? But
right.
But
I think slashing also depends on the validator set size.
Right, and I was wondering, I've been looking at it, if there's sort of an escalation curve in there that, you know, first slashing offense.
There was, I just glanced over that. Where was that? So offense details, academy. Yeah, so there's this slash fraction idea. I have to look up again where did it come from. I came from.
Okay, I see it.
And that is something we built here. Yeah, so there's a definition of how this works. Or is it? Interesting, we're not slashing again if we find the same report twice.
In the same text, right?
There's slash fraction, which is defined somewhere. Oh, an O. And O is defined as the offense. So you can apparently define how this is supposed to be happening. Yes, our staking primitives. Just offenses. That's not a very good word to look for. There we go. Slash fraction.
Okay. Hey guys, I have to jump out of the call. I have another meeting now.
Yeah, I mean we're through with this anyways, right? So there's a way to organize to configure how exactly the slashing works. Let's see if I can find that definition somewhere. So, for example, for babe, we have a definition on how slashing is then supposed to be understood, and then for grandpa we have the same one. Always good to have it in there twice. Then the I'm offline has a version that you can use for general unresponsiveness, which, if I'm not mistaken, is exactly the same as the other ones, just written differently. Yeah. So we have 3 times the same one, if you want it.
All about consistency.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are more complicated. We square them. All right. Meanwhile, it's still moving on, like it's supposed to. Is there anything else you would like me to do with the chain? Anything else you would like to try out?
See if you can make it spew fire.
I prefer not to. I'm in my bedroom. I would like to not be it on fire.
We are up to 226, so that's fine. That's running good. Nice.
3 connected pairs. Do we have 4? Oh, 3 connected pairs to that node. Yeah, total 4. I didn't know we had that page. That's cool. I'm not sure if we can get them slash. Probably not. Let me try. The date goes out for too long. Did we have anything configured for that? I don't remember. Let's see. We need offenses for that, right? No, we don't have any offenses. This chain is not going to slash me. I'm afraid we can't make it.
All right. It's good for Monday.
I think so. Do you have any other questions on any other subject?
I do.
Go ahead.
What's the state of bridging, accessing, communicating substrate to substrate, solo to solo?
Solo chain to solo chain.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not aware that we currently have that being worked on. No, wait, we have an intern who's working on it, but I don't know the exact state for solo chain bridging yet.
So in the absence of a solution, it would just be off-chain worker to other chain, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And my other question was, do you know how Ethereum Bridge is coming along and where it can be found?
So we have an F2 implementation on Substrate. I'm not sure if F1 is on the horizon. I don't think so. But I know that the idea behind the F2 chain is that it would be a implementation that is compatible with Ethereum and then would also be able to bridge into Substrate or even as a parachain. I know that getting a parachain of Ethereum 2 soon after launch into Polkadot is definitely something that is wanted for and being worked on. Let me see if I can find that Ethereum 2 project. top of my head, I think it's by way. No. Just a second. No, I don't know where it is, I'm sorry. But I can definitely get that information to you.
Okay. In the absence of established Ethereum bridge, are there any best practices with respect to quote unquote porting ERC20 tokens into Substrate? So I mean, we were looking at lock drop or something like that, but
Best practices, I do not know of, no. For the simple fact that I don't think we have any actual production live net that would do that at the moment. There's a few live nets, but none of them is connected to the ERC20 tokens or Ethereum directly. I know there's an ERC20 token Inc. contract that could emulate the same thing on Substrate, but I'm not sure how you would, like, you would probably have a burning contract on one side and then you would issue on the other.
yeah,
But then you would go through an off-chain worker probably for automatic notice on one side to creation on the other.
Some incarnation of a atomic swap, one way or the other, lock drop, whatever you want to call it. Okay, yeah, that's what we're thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's from my. I have to be honestly, I'm not very good at bridges. I'm not the expert on this. But from my basic understanding of that, that's what you would do.
Okay. All right. All I got.
That's it. Got a question answered? Perfect. Well, then a quick reminder to do Oktoberfest stuff. And that the next event is tomorrow in Berlin. And then we have the next online version on the 18th, which is Friday, which is again on WeChat, which is the Chinese version. No, wait. So bullshit. It says, oh no, yeah, on the 18th. As well as we have Yashi at Rustbelt Rust in Dayton, Ohio, and myself both on this weekend working, giving a workshop and mentoring at the Diffusion Hackathon also in Berlin. With all of that, we're now all informed. Join us on GitHub and Substrate and metrics and all that kind of stuff. It was a pleasure.
Okay, one more thing before you're one of the contacts for Site Tree, right?
For what?
For Site Tree.
Side trip? No.
Site Tree, DID, Decentralized Identities. I thought I saw your name on it.
Yeah, I'm a contact as well. If you want discuss about
okay. Are you the Steve with the many I's and F's on Matrix?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, the guy who doesn't respond to messages. All right. Well, good to see
really?
you. Good to meet you. I will contact you again.
Yeah, sure. Please do. Sorry,
Yeah,
I was
it's
a bit
okay. Don't worry about it. Don't
silent
worry
here
about it.
because I had to go to pick up my kids. But please contact me and we can discuss about it.
All right, very good.
All right. Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you,
See you
gentlemen.
then.
So yeah,
Bye bye.
have a good one.